NYPD, do some actual work. Get these officers to actually go after the people jumping the turnstiles or holding the doors open, right? Get these people who are on the train stations all coked up and doing drugs, and y'all just walk on by. I'm not having a good day. I need to tell somebody about it, and y'all are my somebody. I have no one else to talk to. But well, I told my family, but just to give you some background information, I live in New York City. I had an appointment today, a very important doctor's appointment, and this all started. I woke up off, right? Like you ever just wake up off a little bit? You're like, something's not right about today. I woke up off. I woke up around 7 o'clock, I think, and my appointment was at 9:30. I ended up leaving around 8:45, which was terrible, right? Had to take an Uber. Get to the train station, and I go down the stairs. I'm ready to, pay my fare so I could, get on this train. Because again, I'm in a rush, right? I know that the train that I need to get on is arriving in around 4 minutes, so I don't really have that much time to fuck around. Just in case, you never know what's gonna happen when you get down the stairs in the subway in New York City, right? So I get down the stairs and I realized, this is not like a main station. So if you live in the city, there are two type of stations in like the train area, right? There's like a main station area where you can like put money on your card. You see those Omni machines. There's usually a MTA worker that's behind the glass there for you to talk to if you need any assistance, right? Like, and they have the turnstiles, right? A main entryway, exitway, right? Then there are these other entryway / exitways, which is pretty much just a sliding gate, and like an emergency exit. So I get downstairs and I'm preparing to pull out my card to use the sliding gate, and I notice, there's a sign where you put the Omni card that it says go already, and it's not going anywhere. So I'm like, I look to my left, I see the emergency door is being held open by two MTA workers. Right now, this particular station is a station that is kind of one of the busier stations in the Bronx, and previously there have been probably like 3 or 4 times on previous occasions where there was a situation where whether it was because there was something wrong in the subway that day, they needed to get people in and out as quickly as possible. They didn't want people using the turnstiles, or, and this is a more recent problem, the actual Omni card thing doesn't work. I think, oh my God, this is great. I get to just walk right in, for whatever reason, and get on my train. Great, right? So I walk through the open emergency door being held open by 2 MTA workers where the Omni machine has go in green, right? I walk through and I get rolled up on by police. Didn't pay my fare. So I'm explaining to the police, well, I mean, I thought I could just walk through because it was being held open by MTA workers, and the Omni sign said go. So the female officer said, well, yeah, that's because somebody who just paid the fare. That's why it was lit up go. Now, I was there for at least maybe like 5 to 6 seconds when I was there, right? Because again, I was in a rush, but that go sign doesn't really normally stay there that long, right? Now, is it possible that somebody just left? Like it was like the dominoes fell perfectly? Of course it is, right? But I'm explaining, I had no idea. Like I have an Omni card. I pay my fare all the time. I have no problem, paying the fare. I'll go back and pay it right now. And the dude says, so it was one female officer and one male officer that rolled up on me, right? Then the male officer said, have you ever gotten a ticket before? I was like, no, I haven't. The female officer asked me, have you ever been arrested before? I'm like, no, I haven't. And it's the truth. I've never gotten a ticket. I've never been arrested. So then the dude asked for my ID, and he's like, all right, we're going to give you a written warning. And so I'm annoyed, and for 2 reasons. One, this felt as close to entrapment as possible because, again, I don't understand how, in that specific circumstances, right? Because I'm sure people lie to them all the time. But where they were standing kind of directly across from the door. Like, directly across from the door on the other side. They saw me look down at this Omni thing, that was green with my arm in my back pocket, right, going to get your wallet for your card, to look at it, and they see the door being held open by 2 MTA workers. So when I get to you, I don't know how it doesn't crush your mind, and he's probably telling the truth. Or why do these people got this goddamn emergency door just wide open like this, like holding it open at a station that has notoriously had situations where they they allow people to just walk through because something went wrong. So I'm annoyed because of that. And then I'm annoyed because, of course, I have my appointment, which I'm like, dude, he has my ID, and I'm standing there this is just not my day. Because, again, I woke up, I felt off when I woke up. I left late, right, which forced me to take an Uber to spend money that I don't really have. And now I'm getting a written warning from police after I accidentally went through an emergency exit that was being held open by MTA employees with the Omni sign on go, right? So all of this it has me just like, dude, what is happening here? And, he gives me my ticket. Thankfully, I wasn't late for my appointment. I happened to get downstairs. Like, literally, the train was at the station with the doors about to close, and I was able to kind of speedy run my way onto the train platform, right? If I would have missed that train, I probably would have been late to my appointment. And this was for a specialist. Depending on what their policies are, I could have just missed my appointment would have been canceled. Like, it's happened before. So I'm on the train, reading my book. I got this new Stephen King book that I'm looking to read so that I can watch the movie, right? And I'm just stewing. Not out of anger, just stewing out of, I'm lying. I was a little bit annoyed, angry, but I was more annoyed. Just, when you sit with yourself and you just like, just leg shaking. And I realized why this bugged me to such a degree, right? For the record, I'm not in favor of like free MTA, but Mom Donnelly is trying to make the buses free, and I think this is a terrible idea. I'm in favor of people paying their fare. I'm in favor of, consequences for people that jump the turnstile or just walk on the bus. But here's the thing. As a New Yorker who pays my fare all the time, I don't run on the back of the bus. I don't just walk on the bus. I don't jump the turnstile. I don't walk through those doors when they're open. I don't do that. I always pay my fare. Why? Because I'm a citizen, and I believe that if you want to live in a good community, you should be a good citizen. I was annoyed because day after day after day, I watched these sorry motherfuckers, right? And to the specific police officers, I'm sure that you guys are nice people, right? It's not you, it's what you represent. I watched these motherfuckers in train stations just leaning up against the wall on their phones texting, while droves of people just jump the turnstiles. Droves of people just go through those emergency exits. They don't move a finger. Don't do shit. And you gonna give me a written warning for accidentally going through an emergency exit at a non-main station where the door was being held open by 2 MTA employees and the Omni card thing was on go? I'm the good citizen who made a legitimate mistake, though I would argue that more of this should be put on the actual MTA workers for just, like, none of y'all gonna say, hey, oh no, you gotta pay your fare. Like, y'all just gonna stand there? Right? So, I was just so annoyed. When you ride the bus and you pay for your bus and you sit there and you watch people just walk on the front of the bus, not even reaching for nothing, not even pretending like they're gonna pay. Just walking on. No one doing anything. And that's why I'm annoyed. It's the feeling that I get that these people don't want to crack down on the people that they actually need to crack down on. Like, the people that just walk on, you just like not paying nothing, the crazy dudes that be walking around, like, those are the real issues that the NYPD should be focusing on. You should be focused on people that actually jump the turnstile. Yes, you should interact with those individuals. You should interact with the individuals that just walk on the bus. These are people that are actually trying to evade the fare. But they don't want to do that because they're actually afraid of conflict. And so they fuck with people like me, actual law-abiding citizens who made an actual mistake. You get to write up a ticket, to fill up whatever type of quota you got to fill up. That's what's annoying me about this. The people that you need to be going after, you're not going after. So I wanted to about this. It was in my mind all day. I'm like, you know what? When I get home, I'm going to make a video about this. It made me just hate these motherfuckers, which is not a rational thing. So again, I'm venting, but the feeling, I understand why people hate police. And I don't hate police. I like police because I like the police more than I like these other people. So I'm not in that camp, but stuff like this doesn't ingratiate you with your actual citizens, is what I'm trying to say. And again, I don't know what type of orders they have. We've taken discretion away from police. They kind of just have to go by the books in many places. Again, I don't know what the procedures are in New York City, but I was pissed. And it makes you just this random enforcement of laws and customs. It makes you not want to partake in society, really. NYPD, do some actual work. Get these officers to actually go after the people jumping the turnstiles or holding the doors open, right? Get these people who are on the train stations all coked up and doing drugs, and y'all just walk on by. In another lifetime, this would be my Joker story, right? Like in an alternate timeline, this is the event that causes me to snap and put makeup on my face and start blowing shit up. That felt good.